Let's shift into our reviews because I really want to hear about this new one out of Donkey Kong. Squeaks, you've been
Oh
playing Donkey
yeah, yeah,
Kong
yeah.
Bonanza. I got 10 questions for you. All right, we're going to go over these
Yeah,
10
yeah, yeah.
questions and then we're going to be building the score as we go to figure out what you want out of 10. 10
Okay, okay.
bananas. All right, we're going bananas
And
this time.
bananas, baby.
Here we go. So, what was your first reaction when you booted up Donkey Kong Bonanza?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
And the
wow.
reason why I say that is like okay, so you get your cutscenes and whatnot, and I'm gonna answer these pretty quickly too.
Good.
Uh it honestly feels like I'm watching an animated movie that Disney or DreamWorks did. It is
Wow.
so smooth when you're watching these cutscenes that it doesn't
Damn.
even feel like a video game. Man, like yeah, that's what I'll go for there. So initial
Okay.
reaction was, man, this is Switch 2. Like now I feel
Oh,
like I'm playing
okay.
Switch 2. Yeah.
Finally. So, do you think this feels more Switch 2 than the Mario Kart?
100%. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because this
Okay.
feels
That's good to
like
know.
when you played Mario Odyssey and it was like
Yeah.
next level Mario. This is next level Donkey Kong for sure.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. Which power up or item was your favorite from the game?
So the only items really there are essentially kind of like currencies. So power ups, one that kind of surprised me. You turn into an elephant. So I don't know if you're aware about
Okay.
this Donkey Kong,
Mm-mm.
but you turn to like, have you seen like the gray Donkey Kong where he's like really buffer and
Okay.
bigger?
I see that. Yeah.
There's maybe like five of them, different animals that you turn into. And the elephant one I really like because you kind of like suck up all the like environment around you. You kind of shoot that specific environment like in a ball back out. I really like that
Yeah.
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's go on to the next one then, because this is actually gonna fall for that. Do
Mhm.
you feel like the new mechanics added to the experience or feel like a gimmick? Specifically, I want to know about the ability to like take the ground, which seems like a pretty big part of the game.
Oh, you mean like kind of like pull it and use it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think it's too much of a gimmick. I think it just added really to it. If I were to say anything gimmick, they did not do anything that was too much um Joy-Con related, like whatever. The
Okay.
only thing that is when you pick up something from the ground and you want to aim, you can use like motion,
Okay.
while aiming kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um, and what they did with it too is you can use that material and kind of like ride on it like a surfboard.
Oh, that's cool.
So I will say to that question, nothing feels like a gimmick at all. I feel like it's just next level, you know, fucking thoughts, whatever
Yeah,
ideas.
so it really did feel like because with the Switch 2, there tends to be a situation, especially with like a flagship game like this, there tends to be this
Thank
thing where
you.
they're like, well, because the Switch can use like mouse controls, we have to make sure this thing has mouse controls somewhere in the game.
Yep.
None of that
Yep.
going on.
Nothing like that. Nope.
Perfect. Okay,
Beautiful.
that's
I know.
encouraging.
I know.
Uh, a lot of beautiful design in this game. What was a
Hmm.
standout world to you?
Yeah. So let's see. There's tons of worlds. There's this one that's towards kind of the end. That's kind of carnival looking.
Okay.
You get to go into like this big uh how they watch food and you're kind of avoiding like grease. So it's essentially like there's like French fries and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah.
With that, but then there's like a big Ferris wheel at the end of this map.
Hmm.
Um, I kind of like that because that world also forced you to use other animal abilities. But that one was kind of neat. Other than that, I do like. I got one for you. Like,
Okay.
and you enter a world, it almost teases you. It almost teases you. Let me explain. You enter a world, and guess who shows
So
there?
excited.
Fucking Diddy Kong and Dixie Kong, baby.
Oh,
Dixie and Diddy
wow.
Kong. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that was neat. And then they're basically like, oh, our world is all about racing.
Oh,
Fucking dude,
man.
pants are down. Pants are down. Are we doing this right now? Are we going to Diddy Kong Racing right now?
If they
But
released a new Diddy Kong Racing, switch to.
yeah.
I'd so fast.
But you don't. You race rhinos instead. And just in a round
Uh,
circle wrap.
which is
But
so
I was
Donkey
ready
Kong
for it.
Country. That makes sense.
I was ready to finish, baby. But yeah, so
Oh my God.
but other than that, that world was cool. Just nostalgia, like seeing Diddy Kong just talking to Donkey Kong and Dixie there, and
Yeah.
yeah, like Pauline is on your back, like, oh, do you know Donkey Kong? And Diddy's like, oh hell yeah, like we've done a bunch of adventures together. We saved the world
Yeah.
plenty of times. And Dixie's like, yeah, I showed up a couple times too. I'm like, oh man, fuck yeah, you all did.
Yeah.
But yeah, those two for sure.
Does the soundtrack does it capture you like the old games did? Because like I can remember all those old Donkey Kong and even
Yeah.
Diddy Kong soundtracks. Does it capture that?
It's got like one or two like bonanza bangers. That's what I
Okay.
call them. But
Yeah.
no, nothing like that can still play like like the classic, Super
Yeah.
Nintendo for me. Yeah, yeah,
It's hard because as kids, like it's not like we had the option to play other games real fast. So we
yeah,
played those levels a lot. So that song
yeah,
got
yeah,
stuck in your like I
yeah,
mean, I don't know how to play piano, but I'm pretty sure I can nail the Pokemon theme songs. Like
yeah.
especially like entering into battle in the grass, whatever.
Uh-huh,
Yeah, I definitely know that
uh-huh.
stuff.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Did any of the park did any of the game frustrate you or was it mostly smooth sailing?
Mostly smooth sailing, a little too
Okay.
smooth at times.
Oh, okay, that's good.
But I
Good to
finally
know.
ran into some frustrations towards the end, which I was tossing stuffed animals just on the floor, just fucking getting pissed, right?
Yeah.
And that was like a lot of the platform type, forcing you to use
Okay.
like
Mechanics.
platform mechanics, yeah. And that got a little tougher. But mostly smooth sailing. Yeah,
Okay.
too
Okay,
smooth.
that's not too bad.
Yeah.
Uh, so how did this feel compared to the last few Donkey Kong games? Because it's been a
Yeah.
while since we had a standalone Donkey Kong game, I
Yeah.
feel like.
Massive massive evolution. It's like Resident Evil 4 with Donkey Kong. Like
Holy
how
cow.
Resident Evil
Yeah,
turned,
oh yeah.
from old school to now 4. It's like that, man. And I don't know, it's to the point where it's almost like Zelda Breath of the Wild, where can you go back playing an older Zelda type
Oh,
kind
wow,
of
what a
feel,
good way to
like
sell
it's
it.
all now it almost seems like Zelda's always just this open world thing now. Like
Yeah.
that's like caves and whatever.
Yes.
But that's what this Donkey Kong feels like it brings, and it's gonna be pretty darn hard unless you do some like revamp graphics and make it look really, I don't know, like special, like an older like Mario World or something like that. I don't know, like the side
Yeah.
scrolling thing almost seems like it's never gonna happen again with this one.
So, do you feel like this is encroaching on Mario's corner of Nintendo, and will there or are they separate enough?
And that's where I'm gonna say separate enough because this one is honestly, if you added Odyssey and Zelda and you threw in like a fucking, I'm gonna say the Edward Norton Hulk video game where you're just smashing everything. That's kind of like what this combination is.
Okay.
And that's why it kind of like really brings it different because the exploration in this game is just buck wild. You can go
Yeah.
it's just too much. But you really can just almost destroy everything.
Oh wow.
And I was like, you know what? This does feel like I'm a Hulk right now.
That's cool.
So
Man.
and Odyssey you can't do that. So yeah,
No, no,
whatever.
no. Yeah. Yeah. You are a little bit more on rails. It's not as
Yeah,
visible, but they're
yeah.
there.
Mhm.
Do you think this game nailed the Donkey Kong spirit or tried something too new?
Oh man, that's a good question. It might. Okay, so you know what? I won't say the spirit's there. There's a
Okay.
lot of secret levels in there that kind of tailors to old school Donkey Kong, right?
Okay,
So
that's
the
good.
goal of is you're finding tons of bananas to kind of level yourself up, and trying to find those bananas, there's secret levels, right, that you can unlock, or you dig a hole and next thing you know, there's a platform I'm gonna go into it, whatever,
Yeah.
right? And that's what kind of goes. I was playing one recently where it's a lot of the barrels side scrolling, and a lot of the barrels shooting, waiting for the right timing to shoot to the
Oh
next barrel.
yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like that.
Classic.
So it brings that spirit, but it definitely is extremely new.
Okay.
To where if that wasn't in it, then this
Wouldn't be a Donkey Kong game,
not
sounds like.
no, yeah, really, yeah.
Okay. That
But
might
you
be
got
something
your
to
cart
consider.
writing, your mine carts writings, like
Yeah.
there's still elements in there for sure.
Okay. Okay. If you could change one thing about this game, is there anything you'd want to change?
Yeah, the difficulty of the bosses sooner. Um,
Yeah.
the challenge wasn't there till much later.
Okay.
And even much later is still not too much. And what I'm saying is like the old school Nintendo mechanics of like, hey, the boss is doing this move and he's doing this move, you go in for the hit, right?
Yeah.
And then that progressively gets a little harder. Well, it's not till much later in the game where you're starting to kind of feel that way, or experience those fights. Because early, like it's all about just smashing shit.
Yeah.
And for a majority of the beginning, I mean, almost damn near half of the game, it feels like I could go and just run in, take a couple hits, whatever, but I'm pretty unstoppable and just smash the boss. And like, all right, well, that was it. Like, maybe that was just a tutorial boss. No, that continues on very much. So I think the boss fights need to be a little bit more mechanical.
Is that, did you maybe level past the bosses or no? That's not a thing that can happen.
No, I'm not a no, no, no. I
Okay.
don't think that can really feel like it happens. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go. How many bananas are we talking out of 10 bananas?
Yeah, so my my one fault is that other than that, the game's pretty phenomenal. And
Okay.
it's almost like we had three heavy hitters so far this year of video games, and it's getting there to number one, I think. So
That's
this is
big.
honestly 9 out of 10 bananas.
9 out of 10.
Yeah,
Any higher than
yeah.
that, or is it staying at a 9?
It's staying solid 9. I think if the like old school like Mario type boss fights had like that rotation, that feels still that whole like
Okay.
I gotta wait until Bowser gets dizzy or whatever the hell to grab his tail and kind of toss him around.
Yes. Yeah, yeah,
If
yeah.
that was kind of
Classic.
there throughout the whole time, uh I'd probably it'd be
Okay.
easy 10 out of 10. But that's my
There
one
we go.
downfall with it. Yeah.
That's still impressive. I mean, that definitely makes
Yeah.
me want to play the game. So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Donkey Kong Bonanza. You heard it here. 9 out of 10.
Wonderful.